It's Monday, October 9th, 2023. Time for a fireside chat with Dizzy and the fuzzy little puppy dog. Uh, just tried shooting this a little bit ago and first jumped on my lap and knocked the phone at an awkward angle. Then she moved and knocked it completely out of my hands, and now she's disappeared. But as you can see, I am in my house, I am in my bedroom. And it's a little later than I normally do a fireside chat. But we had rain on Friday night. It was supposed to rain on Saturday, and it was kind of cloudy and gloomy out. Last night would have been okay for a fire, but my church had its annual fellowship fire, they call it, and I wasn't going to shoot a video with telling everybody to be quiet so I could shoot a video at church. But then I thought about doing this last night, but I was just too beat. Oh, what a week this has been. It's had good points and it's had bad points. Good points, if you watched my one video, you know that I have made great strides in the basement. Of course, doing all that made me exhausted. And I had a board that I needed to move that was behind my well. The pressure tank, why it was put there, I don't know. Why it wasn't moved when they had to remove the tank a couple years ago, I don't know. But I went to move that the other day when I was cleaning. I guess that would have been Saturday. And the only way I could get it out of where it was to lift it over top of the tank. It was heavier than I expected it to be, and I hit the pressure gauge and broke it. So then I had water spraying all over the place. Of course, I knew how to turn off the well and did that right away and stopped the water from spraying all over, but that meant that I didn't have any water. Left for the farm a bit early and got in the tank at Tractor Supply, so I ran to Tractor Supply hoping to get a new gauge. All the ones that they had didn't fit the setup on the pressure tank, and that meant that I didn't have any water. Yesterday morning, I took some water jugs out with me, gallon water jugs, the ones that I normally use when I'm doing maple syrup and collecting sap, and filled up 6 of them so that I knew that I'd have water for a little bit. Went home, heated some up, used that to get a shower. Then what was left from that I used to flush my toilet. Yeah, getting the shower, it meant putting a big pot in my tub and using a smaller pot to take the water out and dumping it over my head and whatnot so I could get clean. It worked. I mean, it's not really how I like to get washed, but it is what it is. Had called my daughter up, and my son-in-law came over, and he took the pressure gauge and he went out to a few stores, and basically there looks like there was just some type of fitting that or something that he just took out, and I'm not really sure what he did. If it had just been a simple swap one for the other, I would have had no problem doing it myself, but he's got it done, so I have water. So that was one thing that happened. Another thing that happened, Thursday morning I was supposed to have a riding lesson. Knew I was going to have to put air in the trailer tires, as really needed to be replaced and was on my list to do, but not for a couple more weeks. I could not get the one tire to hold air, so I had to cancel my lesson. Called up the one place around here that I know had road service, and they came out this morning. I mean, I had a spare, but I couldn't even get the spare off the trailer. It was rusted in place. They had to cut the spare off, replaced all 5 tires, so I now have a good spare. I mean, it wouldn't have done me any good to just try to use the old tires as a spare, because they were, I don't even know how old they were. And you could tell that they were dry rotting, and it was better to just have all brand new tires. So, because they had to do a call rather than me taking it to them, that cost extra. And like I said, wasn't really planning on doing that, but it got it done. And then because I didn't have the lesson on Thursday, I had a load of clothes all set up to wash. I decided I was going to wait until Friday. I decided, oh, I'll go ahead and wash them on Thursday. And they weren't quite dry. I had a dinner to go to and they weren't quite dry when I left for that. So I figured I'll just bring them in on Friday because it wasn't supposed to rain until later in the day. Of course, Friday is the day that I do my work. Well, I get done everything on Friday and it's spitting a little bit, and I'm thinking to myself, I hope it doesn't start raining. I hope I get home quick enough before it get any rain at home. I got home and we had gotten a cloud burst, downpour, whatever you want to call it. My clothes were soaked. Didn't even mess with them, left them overnight. I don't know if we got more rain overnight or not. Went out on the morning, took them down on Saturday morning, threw them in the washer just on the spin cycle, and hung them back out. It was not a very nice day on Saturday. It was cool and cloudy, some breeze, so I was hoping with the breeze that it would dry the clothes. Finally, I just had to take the clothes down and throw them in the dryer. Hated to do it, but I kind of needed the clothes, so. And the last thing that was not good was I'm eating oatmeal. What day was it? It was Wednesday, Thursday? I'm not sure. Every day kind of seems the same anymore. I realized something felt weird in my mouth. I don't know if it was a piece of tooth or if it was a piece of filling came off. Called the insurance, not the insurance, called the dentist up, and they said, does it hurt? I said, no. They says, well, we don't have any appointments this morning or today. Call back in the morning. So I called back in the morning, and again they asked me, does it hurt? And I said, no. They says, well, we'll give you an appointment for the 16th. So I have to go to the dentist on the 16th, but because they messed me up, I don't have any insurance left. So what I'm planning to do is I am planning to find another insurance policy that'll cover this so I can get this taken care of. Let's see. So that's what's been going on that way. Of course, I got more of the house done. It's going to work on a lot today, and I'll admit to being exhausted, so I didn't really do a whole lot. I also haven't been eating properly. I've kind of run out of leftovers, and I ran out of bread. So today I made a pot of split pea soup and felt a lot better after eating some of that. I don't know if I'm going to freeze the rest of it or if I'll continue eating out of that. It's from a ham bone that I had boiled up. I'd left extra meat on it. I'll also be making lentil soup, so not sure when I'm going to be making that. Uh, didn't have a chance to ride, do anything with the horses. Just been so busy trying to get this house clean. Got some done out in the yard, but not a whole lot. So that's about it for me for this week. It's gotten cooler out. I could have really used a fire last night, but I was just too beat to make one. It's cold in the basement today. I finally made a fire there. I'm going to have to be cutting some wood and bringing it in for the fire. Uh, I just used some of the pine today, and I'm thinking that's what I'm going to use because the oak, cherry, maple, yada, 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 I can sell that. The pine nobody's going to buy, and it's seasoned enough that I can burn it. Shouldn't be a problem. Well, that's about it for me for this week, and I will talk at you later.